All right, so let's talk all about the UC here. You've got 9 campuses within the UC system. So we've got Santa Rosa JC here, and then you can see the campuses that you could transfer to. So remember, as I stated in week 1, UC San Francisco is not open to undergrads. So our most popular campus is Davis, and then that's followed usually every year by Berkeley and Santa Cruz. Doesn't mean that we don't have students that go down south. We definitely do, but we have a lot that want to stay, up north, and that's where the majority of our transfer students go. So the UC opened in 1869 with 10 faculty members and 38 students. Today, there's over 280,000 students and 2 million living alumni. And in week 1, I also talked about the California Master Plan for Education, which gave UC, the rights to do research as well as to have the jurisdiction for doctoral degrees. So there are some programs that are joint between the CSU and the UC, but you're not going to find doctoral degrees just at the CSU. So these are for things like law, medicine, dentistry, vet med, that type of thing. And then the faculty at the UCs are all, required to do research. And as an undergrad, you will also be in some sort of research class and be doing research. So all of the UCs have an undergrad research center to help you in finding an appropriate placement. So a lot of students like the potential for that. So the minimum transfer eligibility requirements, you need those 60 UC transferable units in courses numbered 1 through 47. So if you take a course that's numbered 48 or 49 at SRJC, it will transfer, and these are like special topic types of classes, but they don't count those units towards the 60. So just keep that in mind. We subtract those when we're looking at your totals. You can have 70 transferable units accepted towards your degree. But anything beyond that, they will recognize you have done, but they're not going to count more than 70 units towards the 120 of earning the bachelor's degree. So remember, you need to be deemed that you've received that UC degree by having completed a certain percentage of coursework with them. The GE requirements, you need to have IGETC, and we recommend IGETC for low unit majors. So IGETC is the Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum, and it's the GE pattern that's primarily used for the UC, but could also be used for a CSU or a California private or out-of-state campus. So if you're able to finish IGETC, then you don't have to do lower division GE requirements at the four-year university, and so that's something to keep in mind. It doesn't make as much sense for like a STEM major. So if you're a bio major or you're in engineering, usually we're focusing you to get the classes done for your major and not so much general education. So if you are in one of those majors, then you're going to do the 7 UC transferable GE courses for admissions, which is 2 courses in English, a class in math, and 4 additional courses from at least 2 of the following disciplines: arts and humanities, social and behavioral sciences, and physical and biological sciences. Looks like I missed a little asterisk there. So if you are that, let's say, bio major, you are going to have plenty of classes in your physical and biological sciences. So we could count 3 in there. And then 1 needs to come from one of the other areas, okay? So if you take Bio 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, you've taken Chem 3A, 3B, 12, 12B, you need an arts or a humanities or a social and behavioral sciences class to round yourself off. The minimum GPA for California residents to get into a UC is a 2.4. However, that's pretty low. So your aim is to go higher than that. We've asked UC, why do you have it at a 2.4? And their response has been, it's really for the student who maybe went to college 10 years ago, maybe attended a college that does not do grade forgiveness, and they have some D and F grades that they can't get removed out of the calculation of their GPA. And so it's hard to bring that GPA back up. And so these students might be stuck at a lower GPA. LA and Berkeley have said they still would not admit a student at a 2.4. The higher the GPA, the better. So realistic transfer selection criteria, you've got those 60 transferable units done. You have your lower division major prep completed. So this is why it's important to know your major, because we need to know what major prep courses you need to do. And UC really wants to have major prep done as much as possible. They want you to come to them prepared so that you're not taking up a seat in a class for a freshman or sophomore, and that you can go right into your upper division coursework for your major. There's going to be, you know, a lot of majors where we don't have every single course articulated, but you're very lucky at SRJC because we have a lot of articulation for most majors. So you can get a lot done here so that you can pay our prices and not their prices, and then just go there to do your upper division coursework. You're going to complete those GE requirements, so either IGETC or that 7-course GE pattern that I just talked about, and really you want at least a 3.0 GPA. All right, so what do you need to do at this point? Your highest priority should be completing courses for your major. So if you don't have a major yet, you really want to begin that process of making a decision as to what you're going to major in, okay? And it's fine as long as you know that the longer you take, the longer you could be here. So I met with a student recently who came in and was a social sciences major and then changed their major to something in STEM. Well, that just added time because they had to have the calc series, they had to have bio, they had to have chem, and so just keep that in mind, okay? UCs typically select applicants who are most prepared for their majors, and so that's why it's important to have those courses done. And then just keep in mind that full completion of GE is not required for admissions. You need it to graduate from a UC, but you don't need it to get into a school. UC Berkeley College of Letters and Sciences, they used to require IGETC, but they have removed that. If you have it done, that's great. It's going to work in your favor, but it's no longer required for admissions as of fall of 2025. Okay. And yeah, that's it. So we'll continue on here. And if you have any questions about UC, don't hesitate to ask me. You can send me a message or you can ask within the assignments.